What's going on, people? Welcome to the LV Live Show. I'm LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Appreciate everybody coming by. As you see by the ticker there, tough loss tonight. Tough loss tonight by the Knicks. Short-handed, man. Period, end of story. Period, end of story. Jason Tatum went off in the fourth, right? So many other parts of this game that I'm going to touch on, but if it's your first time coming by, please subscribe. And I appreciate you coming by to my live show, man, after the Knicks lost a tough one on the road. After winning 3 in a row, went up to Boston, Beantown, as they call it. That parquet floor, and just lost a tough one, right? They played well, man. It was playoff basketball in the beginning. But Tatum just took off, man. He just took off in that fourth. He had 17, which was huge for them, right? You know, when you got your top dog or your top gun like that cooking, that's a tough thing to do. But listen, I mean, our guys came to play. Randall at 25, Brunson at 26. But it was our new rising star, is what I call him, who was missing tonight. I mean, he said he had migraines. I don't know. I don't. Listen, I'm not a doctor. I don't know, about the migraine piece, but I do know this. We needed him tonight. We missed R.J. Barrett, right? And I don't know if it's migraines or if the Knicks just don't want him to play a back-to-back because of his knee situation, right? So, I think that could possibly be it. But if they say migraines, all right, you got to take them for what they say, right? It's migraines. But we missed him tonight. Big time. Big time. There was a certain point in this game where the Knicks looked good, man. They were pretty much matching Boston blow for blow. Like I told you before, I don't fear Boston. I really, really, truly think that we match up well with them. In both games that we played, we were in it. They pulled off tonight. I thought the refs were kind of terrible with a lot of their calls. I didn't agree with. I mean, they were just calling a lot of craziness, man. Even sometimes some calls you thought were fouls, they weren't fouls. They were 3 seconds. I mean, I don't know. Hey, listen, that's the Boston Garden jinx is what they call it, right? Hey, Caesar, what's going on, man? Peace, man. Hope all is well with you. Thank you. Appreciate you for coming through. Anybody else who's here, please let me know that you are here. Tough loss tonight, but I think the Knicks will be fine. Guys, they had all their top guns tonight. All of them. They had all their top guns. And they needed pretty much their all-star, their best player on their team, to have a 17-point quarter in the fourth to beat us tonight. And we were down our rising star. We're down 22.5 points. Because that's what he's averaging. What RJ brings is something that the Knicks don't have. And that's a wing that's about 6'8", 6'7", that's long, that's athletic, that can score. Gravity, what's going on, man? Hope all is well with you. Peace. Appreciate you coming by. Everybody, if you come through, please hit that like button, please. Truly appreciate it. Hope all is well with you guys on this Monday night. So that's what it is. RJ's big, man. He's big. He's 6'7", 6'8", so he's a tough check. So you got to understand how the course of a game goes, right? If RJ's drawing fouls, then that takes guys out the game, right? So guys getting foul trouble, it just changes the momentum of the game. And that's what RJ does. He goes downhill. You can't dismiss him not being there, how much that impacted us. Now you see with him not there, when you're playing against the top teams, the elite teams, you need everybody. The first time we played Boston, if you remember, Randall didn't play well. And neither did Brunson. And we only lost by 4. Right? It was basically IQ and RJ. But tonight, you saw that we missed RJ. You saw it. And that's what you need. You need everybody, man. You need all hands on deck when you're playing against these tough teams. Because that's a good gauge to exactly see where your team is at. I like how Randall played tonight. Randall played really well. He was going downhill. He's being aggressive. That's something that we love from him. Also, too, thought Brunson was great. Thought Josh Hart was even good, right? He tried to do the best that he could on Tatum. Tatum 6'8", man. That's really, really, really hard to deal with. What's going on, Atlantic Lion, man? Hope all is well. Tough loss tonight, man. As you see that ticker, man, that was tough. But I like how we played. But Josh Hart was doing all that he could do. He's 6'8", man. Josh Hart is 6'4", man. He's not. All he's got to do is extend his arms. And that fadeaway is money. It's money in the bank. You know what I mean? When you're dealing with a guy with length like that knows how to use his length. You know? But I think with RJ there, that changes the dynamic of things. It really, really does. Because now you have to do that against RJ that's just as big as you. So your shot, the way you see the rim is going to be totally different when RJ extends his arms. Because he's bigger. He's just a bigger player, and a bigger guy than Josh Hart. So we missed his size, we missed his athleticism, and of course we missed his creativity. Drew said Drew and White in the backcourt defensively could be illegal. You know what's funny? I didn't think they were doing anything special, man. Like, not at all. The Knicks were doing what they wanted, but here's the issue I have. The refs called one time, they called a defensive 3 seconds on us. And I said, where? Where Boston is dropping back. They're running like a 3-2, 2-3 matchup zone, whatever they're playing. This ain't college. And they wasn't calling it. They was nowhere guarding their man. They in the paint, man. They had 1 foot in the paint. They were dropping. Every time you would see, and they're not going over the double. They dropping. So they're playing basically a zone. So which one is it? Is it a zone or is it a man? They wasn't calling it. So that's why it made it seem like they were playing good defensively. It wasn't that they were just dropping back. So they weren't really guarding anybody. And they were allowing them to do it. They were allowing them to get away with that, man. You know, so that's basically what it was. It wasn't that they were just, so good defensively. That wasn't that. But all in all, man, I mean, I liked how we played, man. I think we were there. I think we were right there. We were right there to have this game. It's just Tatum went off in the fourth, and we missed RJ. Period, end of story. But guys, I want to be honest. In watching this game, right, do you think Boston is that much better than we are? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. What I saw tonight is I didn't see a team that's like, we're just not in their league, right? I didn't see that. I saw a team that was struggling to beat us, and we were shorthanded, one of our top guns. And they had everybody. And they needed Tatum to go off for 17 the fourth to pull away. That's what I saw. Perfect example, right? What's the kid's name? Hauser. He came off the bench. He hit a couple of threes. Come on, man. He's going to shoot like that at home. He's not going to shoot like that on the road. A lot of those guys play better at home than they do on the road, man. So, of course, there's a lot of home cooking with a lot of them dudes. He doesn't concern me like that. Where's BK? What's going on, man? Hope all is well. If you guys are here, man, please hit that like button, please. Appreciate everybody coming through, man. Let's chop it up. Talk this Knicks talk, man. Appreciate you guys coming through. Slim, what's going on, man? I hope all is well. Slim 21. It's my first time seeing you. Appreciate you coming by to the LV Live show. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and also hit that like button, man. Appreciate you coming through, rocking with the crew. So that's how I saw this game. Another thing, guys, that I want everybody to pay attention to. Where was IQ tonight? If I'm correct, I think he only had 7 points. And if I remember, I think that saw the stat line. The stat line, he was like 1 for 10, man, from the field. And from what the reports were, the Knicks couldn't come to a deal because he wanted somewhere in between 22 to 25 million. You listen, my man. Look, check it out. You're not going to get 22 to 25 million dollars, and you can't come up in big moments like this when you know one of your top guns is down. That can't happen. That cannot happen, man. You can't. One thing. Listen, one thing about the great players. You know why they get paid a certain amount of money? The really, really good players. Because you put it in a marker in the book what they're going to get. Like Melo, book it. I'm getting 25 tonight. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Right? That's just what it is. And you can't say you want this amount of money because you feel you're this type of player, but You coming in with nights when you know the team needs you to step up, and you only score 7 points. The teams that are watching you that want to pay you this money, and I got one even better. The Knicks that are talking about possibly negotiating a deal with you to match another team, they're watching games like this. These analytics guys are all over this. They're watching this. They're saying, yo, man, look, we remember a game back in November when you had Boston at home on a back-to-back, and you only scored 7 points. So I don't know if you're in that upper echelon of guys that deserve $22 to $25 million a year. You're only 6'3", you're not 6'7", and 6'8", you're not a 3D wing. If you were 6'7", 6'8", then we're talking different. But you're not a 3D wing. You're just a scoring combo guard. So games like this hurt IQ's value. It does, for what he wants, based on what the reports were and why the deal wasn't able to get done. Because RJ being down, this is a prime time for IQ to come through when the Knicks needed him. It was. And I'm not saying IQ hasn't had his moments, because he has. We saw last year what he did, right? He's averaging 15 points a game. I get it. The first game against Boston, he had 24. We could run it down. But as you know, in this city, it's what have you done for me lately, right? And you can't have a game to where they're down one of their top players and they need you, and you only score 7 points to go 1 for 10. That can't happen. Atlantic Line says, we lost because the bench didn't show up. Love IQ, but bro didn't ball at all. We can't match punch for punch with the Celtics starting 5. Agreed. If we have one of our top guns down. Caesar says, really disappointed by IQ tonight. Agreed. That can't happen, man. Especially with RJ being down. And he wants big money, man. He wants big time money. So you can't play like this. And what's your negotiating power going to be? Because they're going to bring up games like, because there's going to be other games like this too. Because there's been some games in the past too where he's disappeared, man. And that can't happen. It really can't. If you want that certain type of, change, shall I say. Now, we understand, he's valuable to the Knicks. We understand he's a really good player. But these are the games that really, really kind of make you kind of raise an eyebrow. The playoffs last year make you kind of raise an eyebrow. So you say to yourself, 23 million, I don't know. 18 million we could do. 23 million, 24, 22, I don't know about that. And I think that's what it comes down to. Wiz BK LA, they don't have any advantage over us. If championship caliber is 100, Boston is 96, and we are 85. Ooh. I like that comparison. I would say if we're 80, I would give us a little higher than that. I would say we're like an 88, between 88 and a 90. That's what I would give us. I think we're right there, man. I think we're right there, Wiz. I don't think we're too far off. RJ being down hurt us. Now, look at the rise in RJ, guys. Look at how RJ started to change the narrative about him and his play. And the first thing when we heard when RJ was down, I'm sure all of you guys was like, oh. Did everybody do that? Because I know I did. I said, come on, man. When it rains, it pours. But then I thought about it after I was sulking for like 2 seconds. I said, it is a back-to-back. He does have knee problems. What is he out for again? A migraine? I don't know. Now, once again, guys, I'm going to be very, very open with you guys. I suffer from migraines. Like, they come on and they're no joke. Sometimes you just got to lay down and just, I get like the cooling pad, like they have them over in CVS or Walgreens. They have them. You put them on your forehead, and they kind of cool your head down, and you kind of can like sleep, and then you wake up, you feel better. So that's how the migraines go. But I don't know if it's enough to keep you out of a game. If you know what I mean, when did it come on? Did it come on like right before the tip? Like, once again, I'm not a doctor, man, so I don't know. I'm sure the Knicks, but what I think is, they don't want him to play a back-to-back because of his knee. Now they would come back and say it, but maybe they don't want there to be concern about his knee. But I think that's I have a feeling that might be the reason. Maybe. Gravity says, I was tight when they announced RJ was out with a migraine. Oh, man, Gravity, man. I did the same thing, man. I was shaking my head, and I was like, oh, come on, man. Come on. The basketball guys don't want us to be great right now. They won 3 in a row. If RJ's here, do we win tonight? I think we do. With the way he's been playing, I think we do. You don't realize how with RJ being there, how it brings so much like stability like to what it is that we do, right? Josh Hart is not a starter. Let's be clear. He's just not, right? He's a good piece. He's a good cog. But sometimes you got him playing out of position at times, coming off, and you want him scoring and hitting threes, and that's not his game, man. You could saw at times he was kind of uncomfortable shooting. He knocked a couple down, but that's not his game. You miss RJ scoring. You miss RJ taking it to the hole, putting pressure on their defense. You missed that tonight. Because that's what he does. He puts a lot of pressure on the opposing team's defense and whoever's guarding him. He gets him in foul trouble. He gets to the line. He hits big buckets. He's hard to shoot over because he's so big and he's so long. Pause. But you understand what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is with him. But all in all, we got nothing from the bench. Nothing from the bench. Kind of taking a look at the bench now. Hartenstein was 15 minutes. He went 1 for 2. He only had 3 points. DiVincenzo played 16 minutes. He had 5 points. Quickly had 26 minutes, guys. 26 minutes for IQ. 1 for 10 from the field. 1 for 2 for 3. 4 for 4 from the line. He had 7 points. 6 boards. He was hitting the boards, but that was it. I will say this, though. A bright spot tonight, guys, was Grimes. Grimes was knocking it down tonight, man. 4 for 6 from 3. At 12 points. Grimes was knocking it down tonight, man. He really was. So if he could provide that, with DiVincenzo doing what he does, we're dangerous. So, when we get RJ back. But that was a bright spot, man. That was a bright spot. Just seeing Grimes. He was in a flow tonight, man. Hit a couple of threes to really get us back into it. So that was big for him. Wiz BKLA says Tatum slight edge over Randall. Brown slight edge over RJ. Brunson slight edge over Drew. KP edge over Mitch. And iHeart, our bench has to compensate for the deficiencies. I like that breakdown. That's pretty good. I can't even really give a rebuttal to that. I mean, I think that's a pretty good breakdown. But what I will say is this, Wiz. When we play Boston, the key is the bench, and the key is IQ. Because Randall's going to get his, because there's no one that could check him, man. Nobody. He was doing what he wanted tonight. Do you not understand? He was, and that's where, believe it or not, I keep on saying this, but that's where we miss RJ, because they had to come double. They can't double with RJ out there. They can't. They got to respect him. So now that gives Randall free reign to do what he wants to do, and there's nobody can check. We saw what he did to KP when he took it to that Baja. He's a monster down there, man. So now you bring out RJ, spreads the floor. Now the defense got to play honest. They can't play that whatever they was playing. They was playing like a college defense, and they allowed that. So, yeah, I like your breakdown. It's actually really good. But I have to say this, though. Put Josh Hart back on the bench where he's comfortable at coming in with that next unit. You have either Randall or RJ with that second unit. We're a dangerous team. But without RJ, that just it just destroys the balance, because now you got Josh Hart starting, and he's not a starter, man. He's just not. Ooh, Atlantic Lions said Tatum isn't slightly over Randall. Tatum is a superstar, the MVP candidate. Randall couldn't come close. That's a good point. But I see what Wiz is saying though, Atlantic Lion. He's just saying as far as breaking down the teams, like where there's the edge at in talking about, how close the Knicks are to being one of the better teams in the East or a better team in the league. So when you match up the teams, when you match up the players, if you want to say I give more, Tatum a higher edge, that's cool. Like, I get that. But all in all, I think we're pretty equal in a lot of different spots, man. And right now, the way RJ is playing, I would say him and Brown are the same. Him and Brown are saying they're kind of equal right now. Meaning how well they're playing this year. Not in totality, right? We understand Brown has had a better career so far than RJ. But right now, as of today, they're pretty equal. So I like the Knicks' chances against them. Once again, I just want to see us against them with everybody there. No one's injured. Randall's not dealing with issues. Randall's being Randall like he was today. Then you add RJ to that mix. Guys, we lost by 16 today. 16. RJ's averaging 22.5 points. When RJ was there the last couple of games, we've been scoring almost over 120 points. Now, yes, Boston's defense is good. Yeah, but it's good because they have nobody to fear. They know who to worry about. There's those two guys. Randall and Brunson. Putting RJ there changes their whole defense, changes their whole responsibility in regards to trapping and all that stuff. That changes it all. And then that leaves Grimes open for more threes. Then guys get in foul trouble. See, it just changes things. It just really, really does. We should probably have him back Wednesday against the Hawks. But I was what did my man say? My man said, who said he was shaking? Gravity said he was shaking his head. Yeah, I was the same thing, man. I said, oh, come on, man. But all in all, listen, I'm not upset with the loss. I'm not. They needed a hero fourth quarter from their top gun to do that, and that's what they got. Thought Mitch played well again. KP was struggling for a little bit. I mean, he came on towards the end, but Mitch played pretty good, man. 4 points, 6 rebounds, still another 3 offensive rebound game. Only thing with Randall, man, he's got shit with the turnovers. Like he like when he gets close to the basket, he's trying to give Mitch these little close passes. Mitch is not that type of player, man. You can't be trying to give him like a needle in the haystack pass. He can't catch those. That's where he struggles. But see, when you look at the game, you look at the first half, right? The Knicks pretty much was in it, right? They're in it, right? First quarter, 24-25 Knicks, right? Boston had that edge. Then the Knicks won the second quarter, 29-27. They started picking it up. But the second half, Boston blew the doors open. They scored 32 and 30 in the third and the fourth. And the Knicks only scored 23 and 22 in both of those quarters. So it wasn't really their defense, man. I think guys started getting tired. and you were asking for offense from certain guys like Josh Hart, that's not an offensive guy, and then you have a guy like IQ missing in action, that's the ball game. That's the ball game. Mitch got butterfingers. Gravity says, agreed. Well, you know what it is, Gravity? You can't put him in situations where you know he's not his strongest, right? Like, you can't try to give him a quick pass in between. Like, he's got to think better than that. Like, he's got to understand, like, okay, Mitch can't handle that. You know what I mean? Now, when he went and the double came and he swung it to Mitch on one play and Mitch caught it and dunked it, that's different because you have a little distance from him. But you can't be trying to squeeze it in. If Randall's in the paint, he should be trying to finish. He's too big to be trying to make them little baby passes. Like, finish at the rim, man. I do like how he's playing, though. I like how Randall's playing. I do. Wiz says Randall overall does come close to Tatum. At their best, Tatum has the scoring and creativity with his athleticism, but Randall matches or slight advantage on passing. His rebounding brings him closer. Ooh, okay. That's a good breakdown. Wiz says, is Derek White far ahead of Grimes? No, man. Derek White, man, he's... I think he's overrated, man. Is he a solid player? Yes. Is he better than Grimes? No, he doesn't shoot better than Grimes. And I think defensively they're probably equal. Well, he doesn't shoot better than Grimes. When Derek White shoots, I'm not worried. I'm like, let him shoot, man. Let him shoot. He's gonna miss majority. You know what I mean? Grimes is dangerous. Grimes, you can't leave him open because he might miss one, but then he'll knock down the next three. You know, so he's a solid shooter. So he's gotten a lot better. But Grimes' problem is that he just tries to move. He moves too fast. Like he's got to slow down a bit sometimes. When he slows down and takes his time with the pill, then he knocks him down with no problem. But sometimes he just seems rattled. Like he's got to slow down. He's got to make the game slow down for him to where he can, you know what I mean? But I'll definitely take Grimes over Derek White. And I'll take our bench over their bench. What's the guy's name? What's the guy's name? Hauser? Who was it? Yeah, Hauser. He had 12 tonight. Al Horford only had 2. Pritchard had 5. See what I'm saying? So Hauser had 12, right? IQ had 7. You see what I'm saying? So he shot 4 for 6 from 3. All he shot was threes. Guys, we did good. We shot 42% from the 3-point line. We shot 41% from the field. They shot 50%. This came up with big-time shots, man. Big-time plays. And he shot 93% from the line, where we shot 70%. Right? So there's a lot of different parts, man. It's just that the third and fourth quarters where we lost, and Tatum just exploded in that fourth. And that was the ball game. But all in all, man, I'm not too concerned. I'm really not. What I am worried about is RG. RG's been missing a lot of time, man. What is this, his third game he's missed? Right? So I just hope that this thing isn't going to be lingering, right? Because I think that's why he missed tonight, man, because of back-to-back. Just my opinion. But also, like, the iHeart incident in there tonight. iHeart was getting busy, man. I like his tenacity, man. I love iHeart, man. I do. I love what he brings. Brings an edge. Got that Chuck 3-point off the backboard. Then he raised his hand up like, yo, yeah. You know what time it is. But that was pretty funny, man, because I was like, this guy, man. But he throwing up 3 like he meant for that to happen. So that was kind of probably the funniest moment of the game. But I like what I see still. I do. I still think that we are the number 3 seed. I think we're the third best team in the East. I do. We just need all of our top guns there. We haven't been fully together. In the games that we are, look how well we looked. When Randall's playing like Randall, Brunson's playing like Brunson, RJ's playing like RJ, and we're together and we're cohesive, what we do, we blow out teams. And we were blow for blow with probably the best team in the East tonight for a good part of this game. Let me say the first half of this game. But we started to lose a little steam, right? But once again, like I said before, do you see anybody over there? Do you see anybody over there that can check Randall? Anybody? Nobody. He does what he wants when he wants. I would love to see them in a 7-game series. I think the Knicks beat them. I do. I think the Knicks beat them. I'm going to stand on that right now today. I think the Knicks beat them. They've been sneaking by. The first game they stuck by RJ and Randall. Randall and Brunson didn't play well. Today we didn't have RJ, so they've been sneaking by and beating us. But that's okay, because I think we're a great road team, so I don't think we mind winning on the road. Them refs were garbage tonight, though, man. They were terrible. They were making some calls. I just was like, man, what are you guys doing, man? Randall's going to the rack. Drew Holiday's reaching in, grabbing his arm. They're not even calling it. They're calling defense of 3 seconds. Like, just insane. It's a couple fouls. Like, Drew Holiday smacking Randall's hand. The ball goes out of bounds. It's a straight foul. They don't call it. IQ just touches Porzingis' wrist, and Porzingis just falls on the ground as if IQ ran him over. That's a flop. They call them flops, right? They call them flops now. Why is that not a flop? So you had a little bit of how can I say that, Boston magic going on out there. So I think the Knicks will be fine. Let's take a look here. All right, guys. So look, this is the schedule coming up, right? So as you see right there, we just lost to Boston, right? So we got the Hawks, and we got the Wizards, and we got the Hornets. These next 3 games, I think the Knicks should win. Right now, we're at 500. We're 5-5. So I think we can come off and just wind up being 8-5. I think we can with these next 3 wins. But we need our top guns. We need RJ to play. Because if I'm correct, guys, take a look at the schedule. I believe the Washington and Charlotte game is a back-to-back. Let me take a look here and let me just make sure. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's a back-to-back, guys. The Washington and the the Washington and Charlotte game. We got Washington, we got Charlotte. We got Washington, we got Charlotte, right? Friday and Saturday. Then we're just off Sunday and we're at Minnesota. We got the Ant-Man and Cat on Monday. So this weekend, if you think about it, we're going to be playing 3 games in 4 days. So we got to have all hands on deck, and it's away games. So we got to be ready to go. Atlantic Lions said we're winning the next 3. I think so. Monday's going to be tough. But I think we can pull it out. Wiz says Tatum, 9.5. Brown, 9. KP, 9.5. KP's too high. KP's too high. You got to give KP an 8. He plays no defense. KP's an 8. Drew Holiday's an 8.5. Okay. White, 7.5 equals 44 out of 50. Randall's a 9. RJ's 8.8. Brunson's a 9. Brunson's higher than Randall. Bro, I would say Brunson's about 9.5. Or you can do 9.2. Right, Grimes 7.5, Mitch 8.5 equals 42.8. Okay, benches equal 8, Boston 7. Boston's not a 7. I would say they're a 5. These guys don't play well on the road, man. Their bench is just decent at home, but they get on the road, they're gonna get squeezed. They only got 3 guys coming off the bench, man. 3 guys. He's playing an 8-man rotation. Weighted average edge Boston because starters play 70%. Very well done, sir. Very well done. Very well done. Very well done. I like that breakdown. Very, very good. But I got us in these next 3 guys. These next 3 are huge, right? To bring us to 8 and 5. And if everything goes right, I think we can win Monday. Or bring us to 9 and 5. The key is that we got to have everybody healthy. Everybody's got to be there. And guys got to play their game. We really need IQ to be IQ, man. Sometimes he goes on these lulls where he kind of like disappears, man. He just does. Like, you know, he did it in the playoffs last year. He was like, yo, what's going on with IQ, man? So, you know, I was really hoping, especially with RJ being down, I was like, all right, this is going to give IQ a time to shine, because that they have no bench. So this should be his day to do him, and he just didn't come to play, and that can't happen. I said that earlier, but I gotta stress that, man. That to me that's really the ball game. Randall came to play, man. Randall came to play. He was getting busy. So did Brunson. Josh Hart, I believe, has 16, right? Josh Hart has 16. Grimes had 12. Yeah, Josh Hart has 16. Yeah, 16, man. So we needed IQ tonight, big time. So that, you know, and that was pretty much it. All right, people, but listen, I'm going to get up out of here. All right, it's a back-to-back, so it's going to be a quick night, quick hitter. I appreciate you guys coming through, man, chopping it up. I will be back Wednesday, go a little bit longer. We can really, really chop it up and really get into the Knicks, what I think is going to be a victory against the Hawks, right? So let's get back in on winning ways, get back in the winning column. I think we will do so. All right, but once again, I appreciate you guys coming by, rocking with your boy LV. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. And let's get this W on Wednesday, man. I appreciate you guys coming by. I'm LV Live, and I'm out of here, people.